Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and a happy new year to you all. This time we are visiting Seychelles, which is an archipelago of 150 islands in Indian Ocean and lies east of Africa. So the trip starts on the evening of 30th December 2022. We had a flight from Abu Dhabi to Seychelles. It is a direct 4-hour flight, so you can understand the distance is not too much from this place. However, from India, a direct flight takes around 5 hours to reach Seychelles, and we have flights from Mumbai. So after covering the journey of 4 hours, we finally reached Seychelles in the morning at 7:30 am. So before moving ahead, I must tell you that this is a trip we planned just a day before, or we can say that a few hours before. We booked a flight and hotel for 3 nights and 4 days from Agoda. The reason for planning the trip at the last moment was that we wanted to spend the last day of the year somewhere outside and we did not have any other plan. So after leaving from the airport, we took a bus and the bus stop is just opposite the airport. One can also take taxis to reach their destination. However, the bus services are frequently available and are much cheaper for any traveler. It took 12 Seychelles rupees per person for one trip. So we finally reached our hotel at around 10:30 and did the check-in. However, we still had some times to get the rooms, so we ordered for the breakfast and thought we'll check the property in the meantime. It's a pretty decent sized hotel with limited number of rooms and built adjacent to the mountain. It houses an infinity swimming pool, a restaurant and a beautiful reception with an ocean view, and has got a pristine sea beaches just in front of it. The continuous and loud sea waves crashing the shore gives you the feel of you being in an island country. The mountains, the sea and the forest around sets the vibe of the vacation and makes it more appealing. By the time we were checking the property, our breakfast was served. It was a pretty usual English breakfast, but it was fulfilling, and with the view in front of our eyes, it was quite satisfying. So by the time we were having the breakfast, our rooms also got ready. While climbing upstairs for the room, we saw huge boulders standing outside the room, which gives a pretty little vibe of staying somewhere in the mountains. So here comes the room tour. The room had a quite huge washroom. It had a good space. It was well maintained and quite clean. The room also has a huge almirahs, queen size bed and 2 chairs right on the corner. Then it had a fridge and a table for keeping the stuffs. The best part of the room was that it had a good sized balcony with 2 chairs and stool lying there, and with the stunning views in front where one can sit down, have their time, gaze upon the sea, can have their tea or coffee or breakfast. The beaches from the balcony looked stunning, so we came downstairs to check that. So before we moved ahead, we found that there were some huge tortoises in the hotel premises. So I must tell you, the tortoises are very common to this island. They are actually a rare species now because they had been hunted down to such an extent. But the island still owns a good number of such tortoises. So while going down to the beach, we came across some stunning views. The beach is just 200 meters away from the hotel. So while booking the hotel, we were sure that we wanted a place that has got some sea views and has quick access to the sea. After a walk of just 5 minutes, we reached the sea beach. So the plan for the day was to spend the daylight exploring the places near the hotel area and then take some rest, as we had been traveling since the last night and we were tired. And in the evening, we had to go to Victoria, which is the capital of Seychelles, to experience the New Year celebration. After taking a stroll on the sea beach, we came out and moved ahead and just came across another scenic location. So by this time, I must say that Seychelles will not fail to surprise you when it comes to stunning beaches, and this is just a small example of what Seychelles has in store for us. After taking the stroll here and there, we just got back to our hotel and spent some time in and around the swimming pool, soaking the beauty and casually spending our day. We got back to our room, sat down in balcony, munching over the food and looking at the view in front and peacefully gazing at the sea. So before we were ready for the evening time, we took some time out and got some rest for around 2-3 hours as we were awake since the last night and we were really tired. After taking some nice sleep, we got up and got ourselves ready and took some nice pictures before the daylight gets over. So the plan for the evening was to go to Victoria to enjoy the New Year celebration and have the dinner there. Also, we met an Indian couple who was staying in the same hotel, so we decided to go together for the New Year Eve. So we all started together, and while we were on our way to Victoria, we came across an Indian temple. The temple is known as Arulmigu Navsakti Vijayanagar Temple. It was built in 1992 and is the only Hindu temple in Seychelles. The temple is named after Lord Vijayanagar, also known as Lord Ganesha, who is the Hindu god of safety and prosperity. There's a small population of Indo-Seychelles people in Seychelles who migrated from India long back and settled here and are now inhabitants of Seychelles. Hence, you can see the imprints of their culture here. Also, Mahe is a home to many different religious beliefs which coexist in harmony. We moved ahead to further explore the Victoria city and came across this iconic historical clock tower. It was in 1903 the clock tower was installed in the center of Victoria, which is the capital city of the island. This landmark was erected in the remembrance of Queen Victoria, who died in 1903. It is often compared to Little Big Ben, which is installed in London. Victoria has further more things to be explored, such as National Museum, Botanical Garden. If time permits, then one can visit these places as well. Continued walking on the streets of Victoria. The entire city was embellished with lights, and we can see people vibing around for the upcoming New Year. So we found multiple spots in the city, from decorations around Christmas Eve. We were having a good time jumping from one road to another. We took a lot of pictures here. Seychelles is a very small island country with population of around 1 lakh or so, and Christianity is the main religion followed here. Hence their fondness for the Christmas can be seen here. However, whole of the world celebrates Christmas with great enthusiasm. I must say you get to know a lot about a country or a city when you go on streets observing little things. So always take out some time from your busy schedule when you are visiting any country and do observe the city around. We actually had to visit Victoria City Centre as we were told that there is some New Year celebrations going on. We reached the Victoria City Centre where celebration was supposed to happen. It was a huge ground where multiple stalls were set up. There was a small music band who were playing the music and setting the vibe up for the New Year Eve. There were multiple other stalls of food and some game activities. You can see a lot of locals gather up there and enjoying the celebration. I think by the time we reached there, the event was still gearing up. Also, the most exciting part for me was to see the firework that was going to happen late in the night at 12 o'clock obviously, and we could not stay for that long, so we spent some time here checking out things, and later we decided to move on. We were actually really hungry and wanted a place where we can sit down and have some food. This place had some eateries, but it did not have any place to sit down, so we thought we will give it a try somewhere else. So we moved to check out other places in the town. We came across multiple restaurants who were vibing on the New Year Eve. But guess what? It was 9 o'clock and the restaurants were closed for the dinner. Only drinks were being served. We actually had a hard time finding a place where we could get the dinner. So finally we came across a place which was a casino, and they were still serving the food. And that's how we get to have the dinner of the day. So clearly, if you're visiting this country, you should be done with your dinner maximum by 8 o'clock if there is no plan of visiting to pub, clubs or casino, as most of the restaurants will be closed maximum by 9. So yeah, that's how we spent our last day of the year 2022, meeting some new people in a new destination in another corner of the world and gaining some new experiences in life. So here, I wish you all a tons of love and happiness in the new year.